Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the Windows game mode, which was recently released, affects Minecraft and its performance. But before we get into that, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, slap that bell button so you get notified when I upload. Check out some of the cool videos I've uploaded. The one we're showing here is the collab I did with Game with Dan. And yeah, check those out, and you'll mean the world to me. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the article at hand about the Windows Game Mode button. So what they're saying is that when you switch the Game Mode button on inside your settings on Windows 10, you will be able to get way better performance in-game, and it will make drastic changes for the gaming community on Windows 10. Although not everyone agrees with that. Linus Tech Tips uploaded videos saying how bad it was and how it lowered performance in lots of AAA games and how he doesn't really know what it does. The link will be down in the description for that. Even that article that I was showing at the beginning of the video, it was trying to tell you that the frame rates would significantly drop when you were in the game and was not even anything close to what Windows was promising. So, will it help us in games that aren't completely GPU based? That's the question I am asking. And what's that one CPU based video game all you block lovers adore? Yes, Minecraft. So I will be testing it vanilla on Hypixel and modded in a single player world and at pretty base, regular settings, view distance of 16 chunks. We have graphics on fancy, textures on normal, smooth lighting, and yeah, so it's just pretty normal, particles on all, a very default view for Minecraft. And see what you can see here, this is without the game mode on, and so it's not bad, it's pretty good. But let's take a look at what it's like with the game mode on. So I don't know how closely you were watching the last clip, but I was getting 160, 180, 200 FPS. Now I am getting 100 max, if not like 70, 80, which is really not, it's absolutely awful. I like to PvP around 130, 120, no less. And that is just brutal. You see it pick up a little bit just because the glass is there, and that changes a lot. So like when it limited to the amount of pixels it has to render, it gets better, but it does go down quite a bit. So that's not awesome. I don't know why the game mode would be very relevant in this case. Like you just saw there, it went right back up to 100 or down to 100. Once I looked up, and then I looked down, it goes to 400. Alright, so the next test is going to be on a modded single player. As you can see here, it doesn't look crazy modded because I'm in a vanilla biome, but as you could see just behind us, it did have a different, I don't really know what to call it, geology, I guess you might say. So that's a lot to render, but overall this is the Fortune Realms mod pack, and I can tell you this is one beast to try and to load, and I'm actually very impressed by the amount of FPS I'm getting on it right now. And this is also at 21 chunks, not 16, which is my normal, so that's also really nice. One thing that will degrade how much lag I get and negative FPS, so I had to remove some configs and a couple mods that tweaked like crafting recipes and stuff, which did which would cause a lot of lag. So yeah, so it would be probably about 30 FPS less if I had the mod tweaker still installed, but other than that, yeah, so this is the Fortune Realms mod pack, and so yeah, it's performing pretty good, and so now let's see what it's like with it on. Okie dokie, so this is what it is when it's on. So you will notice the CPU usage on all 4 cores did go down significantly. The RAM usage probably about tripled. Yeah, probably roughly about tripled. My frame rate is actually higher. I will give it that. It is higher. I also did lower my render distance 16 chunks, so it isn't a fully perfect experiment, but still, it's still performing pretty good, and it's diving up into the 160s or 170s as a high, and lows is about a 108 or 107. So I really rate that. That's really good. That you will notice the GPU usage is significantly lower than vanilla. I honestly wonder why that is, but yeah. So that's the modded with the game mode on. So now the comparison you guys have all been waiting for. How does it affect shaders? So it'll be very interesting, especially because of the contrast between CPU and GPU in Minecraft. It's very one-sided on the GPU. So what you're seeing now is vanilla Minecraft without game mode on using CUDA shaders Ultra, and so this is definitely performing pretty nicely. It's surprisingly actually only around 80 to 70 FPS, so I wouldn't want to be too crazy with competitive PvP doing this, but I mean, you know, in a single player campaign or things like build battle this would be very, very, very nice. Surprisingly, you can see it go up to about 120 here, which is very, very nice for PvP. That's kind of my prime spot. So this is running very nicely without it. And so now let's see the difference of how you see it inside with the game mode on. So heading over to Hypixel again with the shaders on, with the game mode on also, you'll be seeing that I will be getting about 80 FPS in the hub like I did before, so it didn't change very much. My CPU usage is actually higher than it was before. I was getting maximum 40s before, and I'm going up into 50s, and my GPU usage is also significantly less, because before it was about 70s, now it's going like 50s, or it just shot up to 70, but just generally speaking, it's staying around 50s. So I'm going to say that actually mildly improved it, but yes, so let's head over into the mod pack. So once again, guys, this is in Fortune Realms. As you can see, a little bit of rubber banding in the video, so I'm not really sure why that's happening. Oh, I'm running medium. Medium is really bad for my CPU. That would do it. But yeah, so it's really struggling to run it. My GPU is only running at 30, which is really confusing. I don't know why, because everything else is running at 70, so this should be running at more. And then the CPUs are pretty high, but they're not insanely high. And I'm getting about 30 FPS, which is passable for an LP recording. I wouldn't want to play like that always. Like in my LP, I generally play at 60 or 120. But yeah, so I'd say this is pretty bad. I'm going to admit. This is without the game mode, and let's see what it's like with the game mode. So this is with it on the game mode, and once again, there's tons of rubber banding. I'm not really sure what's up with the rubber banding. It's running really poor. It's running less. Before it was running 36 to 40. Right now it's running 27. Oh, 30. Like, so it is deducting frame rate. It puts more on the GPU. Doesn't take anything off the CPU, and adds about 1,000 megabits of RAM usage. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Wow. I don't understand what Microsoft's going for here. Anyways, guys, to wrap it up, so I wouldn't recommend using the game mode on your PC playing Minecraft. I'd feel free to check it out and try and use it and, like, load up some benchmarks and see how it works for different games. But overall, if it stays this way, I don't understand where Microsoft's trying to go with this. It makes everything run poorer. Trying to run with shaders, all it does is pile everything in the GPU and not take anything off the CPU. Without shaders, it does the same thing. It goes from 20% GPU to 60% GPU and doesn't take anything off of the CPU. And it adds about 1,000 megabits of RAM usage, which makes absolutely 0 sense. And I really don't understand where they're going with this. The only place I have found the most minimal amount of help was using it in the on the mod pack. I found it to be really useful. Using the shaders, I think that actually benefit a little bit. But then again, I know how I can make it work without that. There's lots of way better programs out there like Razer Cortex. It's made by Razer. It's a program. I'll leave a link in the description if it's still around. I found significant FPS boosts on games like Paragon and Minecraft. I went up about 20 to 30 FPS, which makes a huge difference, especially when you're trying to record. So I found that really helpful. But yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this and you found this helpful in any way, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends about my channel. Like, share this on Twitter, do all those very social events to help me gain some subscribers and viewers and stuff. But anyway, see you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye bye.